Hey, I'm Kimberly, and this is Living with a Hemiplegia. For those that don't know, a hemi is a bleed on the brain. It mainly occurs during childhood, and it is a form of cerebral palsy. My story is what this video is all about, and hopefully helping some of you with it. My story starts when I learnt to walk. I was shuffling on my bum for quite a while, and that is one of the signs to look for with someone that you think may have a hemiplegia. They do shuffle on their bum. When I learnt to walk when I was 2 years old, my parents didn't notice that I was walking with a limp. It was actually my auntie. My auntie made my parents aware, and my mum took me to the doctors. After watching me closely, a doctor referred me to the outpatients unit at the hospital. For years, I can remember going up and down the outpatients unit at the hospital. I was having x-rays, scans, having the length of my legs checked, and then they said that I needed a insole, which is like this one here. Ignore the colour, I've had it for a long time, and I've used it a lot. This actually helped me for quite a while. They help balance you out with your shoes. I had the insole till I was about 6 or 7 years old, and then my mum got told that I improved, I didn't need it anymore. So that was that, and then get to the age of 13, I started getting badly bullied in school. I was starting to get kicks in my shin, and I was getting called Regina the Limp. Anyone knows that bullying's not nice, but when that happens, it is quite painful. So I told my mum, went back to the doctors, more x-rays, more scans, more checking the length of my leg, and then it was a case of when I was about 14, 15, I think, they said that there was talks that it was a clicking hip for a while because my hips do click quite a lot, and then they said that there was a possible operation that I could have. The operation was to have what I can only describe as a metal cage around my leg and having pins stick out my leg. But the pins would have to be turned once or twice a day, and I would be out of whatever I was doing at the time, being school, college, work, for a good 3 to 6 months. At this point, my parents let me decide, because at the age of 14 you want to make your own decisions. I decided against it, because I asked the doctor what was the chances of me losing the limp completely or not, and he said it was a 50-50 chance. There was no guarantee that my limp would go away completely, and there was also a slim chance of my limp getting worse. I wasn't really willing to take that risk. Some people are, I wasn't. Then, so that was that, and when I was 16, my sweet 16 birthday, I noticed in some of the photos that my right eye was quite closed compared to my left eye. I'm about to show you a photo, so I apologise to my friend now for this terrible photo. She's going to film it. This is the photo I mainly saw. As you can see, my right eye is really closed. About a month after my sweet 16, I went to a different hospital, a different outpatients unit, and that's when they checked me for everything. They checked the length of my legs, the length of my arms, my hearing, my eyesight, anything you can imagine with a body, they tried it with me. That day, the consultant sat me and my mum down and said that she thought it was possible that I had a hemiplegia. At the time, me and my mum didn't know what it was. We were just thinking, okay, what is this? Why do I have it? And the consultant said she wanted to send me for an MRI scan, and that it was a brain scan. And all that day, I can remember thinking brain scan, because I didn't know what they were going to find. She explained it to us that it was possible that I had it because I was showing weakness in the right side of my body. People with a hemi will know that you're either left hemi or right hemi. For me, it's the right side. Yeah, I went for my MRI scan in February 2007. By March 2007, it was confirmed that I did have a hemi, a mild form. Some people do have it a lot worse than me. And then that was it really. Later that year I left school and I decided to go on to college to study dance because that's what I always wanted to do. I wanted to be a dancer. The day I got into the course, I told my tutor that I did have a hemiplegia and I told her to look it up. I don't think she did because when it came to ballet, I still couldn't point my right foot and she was still on my case saying that I should be pointing my right foot, which you can't when you have this. Then in the summer of 2008, I took part in a show called Harry Potter the Musical. I had to sit back on my feet, and during the show, I felt and heard my foot crack. After a couple more weeks of being in pain, I said to Mum, I need to go to the doctor, because with me going back to college, I needed to make sure I wasn't in pain. More scans, more x-rays, another MRI scan, and then I got told that I had early signs of arthritis in my right foot. I took part in the Christmas show that year where I was doing part of my course and part of my exam to do dancing. Then after that, I got given the choice by my tutor to leave the course completely and retake my whole year again the following September, or just leave altogether. I chose to leave altogether. I was very upset because that's all I wanted to do. Then I got into working and around my 20th birthday, I decided to have a photo shoot. Again, I noticed that my right eye was really weak. This is a photo from my photo shoot. As you can see, my right eye really doesn't look good there. Then when I was pulling the cage out of a warehouse at work, just pulling it out, and I trapped my right wrist between two cages and it hurt. More scans, more x-rays. To this day, still don't know what happened to my wrist. A few months ago, I was experiencing back pain. After many people minded me, I went to doctors. Another MRI scan, and I recently got the results. Got told that nothing was wrong with my spine. That it's possibly muscular, which means it can be to do with my hemi. So now it is a case of I have to have physiotherapy on my back, and I've got to try and get back in contact with the orthopedics because I need a new insole. Because once you're 16, they discharge you from the children's one. You need to go on to the adult one. So I should be doing that in the next couple of weeks. I'm hoping that my back will sort itself out with the physiotherapy. That is really my story. What really I'm trying to get at is people with hemis, we're no different to anyone else. We walk a little bit differently, yes, but that is it. I still don't know much about the hemiplegia. I'm learning as I go along. I still don't know how it's going to affect me in later life. I'm 24 right now, so I don't know how it's going to affect me as I go further on into adulthood. But I will find out as I go along. I am willing to talk to anyone about a hemi if you just want to know a little bit more, but I can only tell you what I know. Me and my parents have always learned as we go along. I'm hoping this will help anyone that has a child with a hemi, or if you just think that, oh, I don't know, I think my child may be a little bit different to others, go to the doctors, don't hesitate. I don't want people not knowing for as long as I didn't know. I want people to find out a lot sooner. And we need to get this message across that people with hemiplegias, we do need to be diagnosed sooner. I'm sure if my parents had a chance, I would have been diagnosed when they very first noticed it. But as the saying goes, it was all very slow progressing, and I think people need to be diagnosed, especially children, need to be diagnosed a lot sooner with hemis. That is it really. If you want to ask me anything or want to just give me a general comment on it, there are comments somewhere down there. Everyone on my YouTube, I will talk to you soon. Bye guys.